Welcome to the Christian and Daniel Show.
It's about to get real, well, you know the deal. You won't have to guess how either of them feel. Bringing up the things you don't think to know. Never knowing where the conversation will go. Just a little more than anything goes. It's a Christian and Daniel Show.
Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Daniel, and that's not the way it goes, but there's Christian back there. We are trying to set up his page so that his page people can watch the show along with us. But welcome to the Christian and Daniel Show. For all of our friends watching us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and X, thank you for watching. Please share this on your page so that other folks can watch along with you. If you're watching us on YouTube, scroll down, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It'll let you know every time there's a new post on our page. I just got my phone wet. Welcome, everybody. There we go. It is Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. Can you imagine it's already November? The year is almost coming to an end. And somebody is having a birthday pretty soon. So we're going to start gearing up for that. We're going to wait for Jesus.
Oh boy, okay, I've been elevated.
I'm waiting for Jesus to come back to the table. It's been a while since we've done a show together in the same room. Normally, I've been at my place. Christian's been here for a while, and so we're all kind of like out of touch on what to do today. But welcome everybody to the show. Christian will come back to the table in just a second. But we got our first comment of the day. Wanda, you beat Charlie. Hi, Wanda. Yes, we were off last week because I can't remember why I was off last week. Well, we were off last week. Christian had to work last week. We were going to be here. Everything was scheduled, and then Christian got offered. He got to work last Wednesday, so we had to reschedule the show for today. But we've got a bunch of stuff. We've got birthdays. We've got our pick of the week. We've got some very cool National Today. For everybody who wonders where I get my topics, it's on nationaltoday.com. So you can just go there and find the dates and what's being celebrated. Let me take that off. But hey, Charlie, welcome to the show. We were like, where is Charlie? We need Charlie. And Patrick, hey,
hello.
Long time, yes.
Hello.
Oh, thank you. And my kindness award, yes. So we can start with that. Work comes first, yes. Daddy needs a birthday present, so he better get some work done. But yes, we can start with that. I didn't put it up to show, but Monday was World Kindness Day.
Oh yeah, you did a little video about that.
World Kindness Day, and yes, so for everybody who follows,
I'm trying to think if I was kind to anyone on Monday.
Social media, but Saturday the 11th, which was 11/11, which is an angel spiritual number. Saturday the 11th, Laguna Beach celebrated Kindness Day, and it is put on by the Ability Awareness Project. And for those of you that are wondering what is Ability Awareness Project, I didn't put anything up for it, but Ability Awareness Project is where they go to schools and talk to kids about recognizing each other's abilities and not their disabilities. So when they're talking to kids who have some kind of physical disability, it's about highlighting what they can do, not what they can't do. And in order to reduce bullying and harassment. And
so like I could be like, I won't make fun of you no more because you can't write in cursive.
Yes, although us older folks consider that a disability.
Yes.
And we're going to use that one because that's a funny one. But you remember we saw that several years ago where they had the little figures with the pictures and notes. So there was probably about 50. So there's little cutouts,
Mhm.
figures, like paper cutouts.
Like what did they used to call them? Like a little traveling character you take with you. It's similar to that. It's
Yeah.
like a little
Yeah.
person you cut out.
If you remember those accordion people,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's what they look like. And each one has a picture and the story of a young person from around the world who is no longer with us due to bullying or harassment.
Oh,
And
there was not enough paper.
there wasn't no, and those, but I was asked to volunteer. So thank you, Sandy St. John, for asking me to volunteer. It was an
She has
amazing.
such an awesome name.
Sandy St.
Sandy
John,
St.
right?
John. Are you
How-
serious?
How
That's
can you say
awesome.
no
To someone
to-
named Sandy St. John?
when Sandy St. John calls you and says, "I need you to volunteer"?
You volunteer.
And but my joke to everybody is like, "You're always helping out." I'm like, because Sandy holds my citizenship papers, and if I say no, she threatens to call immigration.
Trust me, people. He earned those.
That's
He
my
earned
joke.
those papers. He just,
But,
no one else is holding on to them. Not even me.
But I was able to help and talk to a bunch of people. I made a new friend. On
He
that day.
made a new friend and did like the most like heteronormative thing. Went into a bar and watched a game.
I watched the football game on Saturday, and it
Because
was a
they-
good
I'm gonna
game.
go watch a game, and I'm
gonna
like,
watch- I'm
what?
gonna go watch a game. But it was the Cowboys too. So
Oh, so it worked out really well for you.
so
Did we see Did we see our cheerleaders?
I saw them for a little bit, but they never showed them.
They never really showed the
They,
whole
know,
performance.
they never showed them.
Which is such a ripoff when you think about it. Like, hello, you have mostly male like people watching. Why don't you show the DCC, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders? I think men would want to watch them. Like, you know how hard they are about their bodies?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on. I'm a gay man, and I'm like, I want to watch them. They're so incredible, and they work so hard. They work as hard as the football players, if not harder.
I said the rules when Sandy just said something to do it. Melinda,
Yes.
Melinda, it is so cool that you are here because your birthday is coming up in 2 days. And I actually have you on my list right here, Melinda.
Melinda
Sahedi.
Sahedi.
I have you on my list. We were going to say happy birthday to you, Feliz birthday. So I guess as long as you're here,
We'll do it now.
We'll do it now. So where's my birthday thing? Feliz birthday. There you go. Feliz birthday. I want to say Feliz birthday. First of all, we're going to start with Beba, our niece.
Our niece,
Nancy
yes.
Noemi. It's her birthday today.
Oh, and wait, what's today?
Today's the 15th.
Didn't you graduate today?
No, next month.
Next month.
Next
Okay.
month. Our friend John Mitchell, who is board of directors friend. Melinda's birthday's on the 17th.
Yes.
Our friend Bert Keeter, who watches the show sometimes, he was on Project Runway season 9, and
Mhm.
he's been a friend of mine on Facebook for a while. Our friend
Oh,
Barbie Engel is on the 18th. Our friend Becky is
on
also the 18th. And my cousin Gladys, her birthday is on the 19th.
Oh, and James Mansell, it was on the 4th.
On the 4th, he was, but we didn't have a show last week. So
Yeah, we
didn't
didn't have a
say it.
show, so we weren't.
But happy birthday to all of you! Happy birthday! So it's really interesting that you.
You came on at the
is it the
perfect
16th actually? Okay.
Oh, okay. So
Facebook says the 17th.
So 3 days or 2 days.
You're
No,
welcome.
tomorrow.
You're welcome.
Tomorrow.
Oh no, sweet 16th birthday is the 6th. Oh, okay, gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha. Well, happy birthday! Thank you for watching today. So it's just a coincidence that you're watching and we're celebrating your birthday. So happy birthday! And if anybody out there is celebrating our birthday, feliz
Oh wait,
birthday, feliz birthday.
Christian's birthday is on the 26th. Christian Ramirez.
But we're gonna be on
Isn't
next
he?
week. Yeah, but we're on next
Am
week.
I on next week?
Yeah, we still have one more week for you.
I might not.
We still have one more week.
I might decide I don't.
You're gonna take the week off next week before your birthday.
No, I won't.
But yeah, it's crazy, particularly that we're on. My sister Nancy, I don't think she's on yet,
Mm-mm.
but it's her daughter, the youngest. It's her birthday today. So
Hard to believe she's the youngest, huh?
Yeah.
What is she? 20 now?
she 20
And finishing up nursing school?
I think she's 21 or 22.
No, she's 21 because I saw a post of her going out for her first drinking night.
Today?
No, this was like a while ago. So she might be 22.
She might be 22. We know, but a lady never tells her.
I know.
birthday. But when you see them since they're little, for me, she's still. I still see her as a little girl. Like, I don't know if it happens to y'all that you have family members or people you know growing up. That for me, she's still like 9.
You
or
still
10.
see the little girl.
So when I
that
see,
happens to me with Anara.
yeah,
I still think of Anara as that little 11-year-old girl.
yeah.
And she is not a little.
And when you see them in like as adults,
the placement of your hands is unique. When you see them as adults.
I did not.
He didn't mean that. I know he didn't. I just wanted to catch him on it. But no, it is. It's crazy when you see them as adults and you hear them talking about adult issues.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I don't mean adult issues. I just mean like issues we all face as adults. You're like, oh, they're no longer a little girl. They're no longer innocent. They know.
Well, he goes by Joe, but Carlitos.
Oh, yeah.
Carlitos was literally 20 years younger than me. I was 20 years old when he was born. When we went to New York with us,
oh yeah,
and I saw him with the drink, and
he had a hard time with it.
I mean, talk about going into Theo mode. I was like,
yeah. Well, and Kadia's 32.
It's tax time.
Yeah, I know. Before you know it, it's tax time. And Kadia, my goddaughter, is 32. My God, I still remember I remember when she was just a little tiny girl in 2nd grade, like so clearly. It's like, I cannot believe she's 32.
Yeah.
And then her mother and I were talking the other night. Her mother's name is Vanessa, and we were talking the other night, and we we're just dying. Like, you know how you have Vanessa and I have known each other for 42 years.
Wow.
And we've been friends solidly through all of that. You know, we're not talking every day and stuff like that. But yeah, that's true. And when you're getting messages automatically about it, going up and down.
When you get excited, then like
I'm in the 700 Club.
What is it? Credit Karma.
Mm-hmm.
When Credit Karma sends you an email that says your score went up, and you're like, "Ooh, 2 points! Yay!"
Yeah, you're like excited. It's like, how old am I that's my thrill now?
Yay!
But Vanessa and I were talking, and then you know how you have those friends who they know you just know each other so well that you share so much like private jokes, like inside jokes that no one else outside of you would get. And we just start talking and we just start cracking up. Like we always crack each other up. And it's not being fake. Like when we need to be real, we're real. And it was just crazy that she and I always end our calls like laughing so hard because there's 42 years is a lot of years, a lot of experiences that have gone on in there.
Well, this actually plays with one of the National Today days. Today is, oops, where's it?
Today is
it's not. I have it in the wrong spot.
Huh?
Well, today is National Ample Time Day. I put it in the wrong places. Hold on, I'm gonna go really quick. Keep talking while I do.
Okay, so so that's I just love those type of old friends who just really know your business, like probably more than you'd want anyone else to. But the nice thing is that there's such a wonderful trust between us. Like neither one of us would expose or say anything to anyone about something that truly needed to stay private or should stay private.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing. I love that level of trust. And when I talk to her, it reminds me of how much I appreciate that, like how much I need to recognize and appreciate that.
Well, hello, Daddy.
Yeah, yeah.
Hola, Papi.
Yeah.
If you're in the 700 Club, I want to get to know you better.
I am in the 700 Club.
So, wait a minute, am I missing anything? I put the one.
Did you put it in?
3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm missing one. Hold on a second.
Dear Lord.
Keep talking. I need one more.
So, and then, well, I have been having some conversations with someone new in my life.
Yes, and don't tell the whole story because we don't have.
I'm not. No, we don't have time for that.
Which actually fits into this. Okay, let me say that and then you start.
Okay.
Today is National Ample Time Day. It's about wishing, hoping, making time for things that you've been wanting to do forever and you haven't had a chance to do them. And now your story will come in.
Okay. Well, my parents, after they passed, I had, that's when I had the freedom to start looking for some genetic connections to my family of birth. I was adopted, and I always knew I had siblings out there. I knew I just wanted to do some research, and I did. And Ancestry DNA helped a lot with that, because you can't deny DNA yet. And I found the name of my birth mother and one of my half sisters, and it took a few years, and I was contacted by what I thought was a first cousin. I shared my story with her, my origin story, as I knew it, as it was relayed to me by different family members. And I didn't realize, out of the blue, I got a response. It was a little delayed, but it's understandable, because she wasn't actually my first cousin. She was one of my half sisters, one of my third half sister. There's 4 of them. And I'm the oldest. I shouldn't be. I'm the youngest, actually, but no. And we have been just video chatting and talking and learning and growing and learning about me, learning about her, learning about my birth mother and my other siblings. And it has been a miraculous and life-changing conversations. And I mean, we talk for hours. And she and I in particular, the one thing I love is that no matter how anything else turns out in this storyline, I am connected to her, and I have at least one sibling that I'm in touch with, which is more than I've ever had my whole life.
And for those of you that don't know the whole story, Christian was adopted.
It's a very long story.
His parents passed away a couple of years ago, and during the lockdown is when we actually both did our ancestry together.
Yeah.
We did the ancestry come together, and I got some cousins that I didn't know about along the way. And Christian kept like, nothing's happening. And then all of a sudden, it just like,
I got like 3 big hits. And the first one was, you have like, on their scale, it was almost 4,000 something in common with this person. And they're like, this is your mom. And that was shocking. Like, this is your mom, like, without a doubt.
so
Because I share way too much DNA with her not to. And then my half sister popped up, and I shared a lot with her too. And so then a first cousin popped up who was quite a bit less, but still a pretty high match. And he was the one who kind of was my conduit to finding out the first version of my coming into being, and the family I'm actually genetically related to and everything. So, oh yeah, Charlie, that is a super, 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 super involved long story that unfortunately, I just don't have the time in this environment.
and there's some details that we
Yeah.
shouldn't reveal yet.
Yeah.
So until more conversations.
I'll put it this way: it would make one heck of a movie.
Sure. We're talking Lifetime movie.
Yeah, like Lifetime hardcore. But anyway, I Charlie, if we get an opportunity, I'd be happy to tell you one-on-one anytime.
Because it's not all his story. There's some people involved.
And since this is such a public
Yeah.
forum, or super public forum, I don't want to.
But we want to share the good news.
But the wonderful is that I have a sister now that I can talk to. We actually look a lot alike. She's fairer skinned than me because different dads. But we look so like, personalities are so similar. Like, if I had grown up around them, she would have been obviously my little sister, and I know I would have been the one who had her back for everything. Like,
are you discovering more about yourself?
Oh my Lord, I'm discovering a lot gets passed down in our genetics. There's so many behaviors I express that she goes, oh my Lord, that's like, for her, she'll say that's mom. That's mom. Like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what mom says, or that's what she does.
You're a true example of nature versus nurture. Just for those of you, I love those things because I studied it. What is it? Sociology is where we study that.
Yeah.
And I've always been super intrigued in nature versus nurture, and watching him like tell me the story. I'm like, that's. Yeah, so I'm about to call OkCupid and ask for a refund because this is not what I bought. So I am, I don't know who this is now. I don't know him. I watched the entire series of Long Lost Family, and the stories so were so tragic and somewhere. Yeah, yeah. So there's a again once I don't want to speak for him, but once we get a little more okay on what we can
Oh
share,
yeah,
we'll share more.
it's like right now we're in the early stages of connection, and I really can't. I'm not going to jeopardize that for anything at this point because, growing up an only child and knowing in your heart that you're not an only child was torturous and it was tough. And I have no. The funny part is I have zero experience being a sibling and having a sibling, and I don't know quite what you share with siblings, or is it unlimited because they're family, or do you limit yourself? And I guess it depends on the sibling, like what personality type that sibling is. And it's interesting the way they've been my four sisters. It sounds like Sherry and I are the most coincidentally. I don't believe in coincidence. So I'll just say intentionally, the universe put us together in particular because we're so similar in the way that we've lived our lives, the way we express ourselves. So, and she so far has expressed nothing but love, compassion, understanding, and it's pretty incredible. Like she told me since she was 11, she's always known that she had a brother, but she didn't understand why she didn't know her brother. And then as she got older, she said the feeling got stronger and stronger. And that's actually why she put herself on Ancestry DNA, was for that reason. And look what happened. She found her brother. And she didn't even know. We thought we were each other's first cousins, but just super, super close. And then now we realized the system didn't catalog our name, what we were to each other correctly, but it did catalog, obviously, the DNA right.
But we've been sharing these stories with you folks since we started the show. I mean, heck, our first episode was talking about colonoscopies. So you've been with us through a lot of stuff, and we thought we would want to share some good news with y'all. So this is some good. Is your life like the Cuban Goody Jr. show? Snow Dogs with that movie.
I've never seen that.
I've never seen the movie.
I've never seen it, so I don't have a frame of reference.
Now. Do you both have the same face, Christian?
Absolutely. She add estrogen and long hair, and you got my sister. Except for, we're both pretty in our own unique ways. I cannot tell you the psychological satisfaction for me looking at someone who looks like me. We have the same nose, same smile, same mouth, same eyes, same just about everything. And it's just amazing to see that in another person, a completely different person. And I've never had that experience. So there's so much that's overwhelming me almost a little bit, because this, if you have a sibling, usually you've known them since birth, like you've known them since either their birth or your birth. And you know how to manage siblings. You know everything. You know
the buttons.
I know nothing. Like, I don't know anything. This is all new experiences for me. And no, she was born long after. She was born many years after me. She's not even in her 50s.
I don't think Christian has too much of an ego to be a twin.
I would have eaten my twin in the womb. I would have eaten him. Nom, 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 nom. I do that to our godson, and now I'm like, oh no, now I've associated it with something else. Oh God. But no, and then my other sister Vicky, I've seen her picture, and she and I, again, you can see the family similarities, you can see the resemblance. And I haven't seen pictures of my other two sisters. Well, I have. Kimberly's like this, she's only 41. She's like super baby.
I think we should be telling their names if you haven't met them.
Well, a little too late for that.
Anyways.
But my youngest sister is very pretty, but again, there's family resemblances. So it's just kind of amazing.
So, but we'll keep you posted on how this story goes. And I mean, if it progresses, we'll travel to go meet them.
And they live near a friend of ours, so about 40 minutes away from the place where our friend lives. So it's kind of cool.
So anyway, we'll keep you folks posted on all that.
Anyway, so that was like huge life-changing event.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you can't plan them. You can't, there's just, I had no idea it was going to happen. And I didn't know it was going to happen in this time frame. Like, it's mind-blowing how the universe works. And boy, oh boy. Now I know why some people say life's a roller coaster. Just hold on. That's all you can do.
You never know.
Because you don't know what's around the next curve.
You never know. Thank you for my birthday wish. I have to go now to take care of this. Oh, well, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you,
We appreciate
Melinda.
you coming to watch. We'll see you next time. And enjoy your birthday.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
So anyway, so that was that. That's
So
Christian's big news for the moment.
we'll keep you folks posted. And then today we had lunch with a couple of friends of ours, and it was interesting that we all have we all have family stories.
That we didn't necessarily know most of our lives. Like it's stuff we've learned later in our lives. And it's interesting that one of our friends shares very similar. There's similarities between what elder individuals in our families did. So it's shocking sometimes. Like it's just like in program. Like I always think something I've done or something I experienced or did in my past was unique when I was in my addiction, and then someone says the exact thing that I did that I thought was so unique, and it's not. And it just reminds me there's no uniqueness. You're not doing anything new.
There's such a connection within people, and all it takes. Which I should have posted that picture. I should have shown that picture. But the thing that from Kindness Day. There's an exercise. I'm sure you guys know about the eye gaze meditation, where you sit in front of something.
Oh,
you've done it before,
I
right?
saw
You've
that
done
picture.
it.
Yeah,
But you've done it before, haven't you?
Oh, I have. We used in the group I did it with. We called it Hand on Heart.
Yeah, and it's
It
where
is
you
intimidating.
sit in front of somebody and you just look into each other's eyes, and you can either talk or not talk. But this encourages you to hold hands.
You shouldn't talk.
And-
Though. Yeah, you get more from it.
So on this particular one, it's about connecting with each other and talking. So at the kindness event, Shadi, who is the director of the program, said, I was talking to this gentleman, giving him information on what's going on that day. And we were having a really cool conversation. She's like, do you know each other? And we're like, we just met. And she's like, well, come here. So she went and sat us down, and she's like, here's the exercise. Sit down, hold hands, look at each other's eyes, and then start talking. Just talk about whatever you want. So we did. We probably stared at each other, which usually it seems like you're there for
it feels
ever.
2 minutes. A minute feels like 10, like a day and a half.
And we probably just sat there for like 5 seconds, but it seemed like forever. But then we started talking and realized that we had a lot of things in common. And oddly enough, straight dude, him, gay man, me, holding hands, talking about just personal stuff. I feel like you release things that you.
Well, there's a level of intimacy with looking in someone's eyes like that.
And it's. I feel like it's stuff that's like right there, right on the boiling edge that you need to get rid of.
Yeah.
And we're still holding hands. We sat there for like 30 minutes holding hands and talking. And in the end, he was like, can I give you a hug? And I was like, yeah. And then we were like, he's like, what are you doing tomorrow? I was like, I'm just passing by. I have no plans. I have no plans here. I'm like, well, you want to go have Mexican food? He's like, do they play? And this is where the story came in when you guys were on the show. It's like, I said, yeah. And I think they played the game there too. He's like, okay, I want to watch the game. All right, cool. But so I'm thinking, like, you meeting somebody, there has to be that level of trust. Like, I need to trust you and get all these things that I need to get off my chest.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you're the only person that's going to understand this.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope that makes sense to you. So anyway, another thing that I thought about you when I was writing this down, today is National Educational Support Professionals Day.
Okay.
I thought that's a really long name, so I had to look more into it and figure out what it was. National Educational Support Professionals Day is everybody who helps the principal and the teacher to make sure that school functions the way
the curriculum is fulfilled.
Yeah, everybody from the receptionist to the maintenance people.
It's basically everyone but the teacher.
Everyone but the teacher.
Because teachers have their own day.
Yeah, and you were a teacher's assistant, right?
No.
What were you?
I was a student teacher.
Oh, but you were. You were an educational support professional.
Yeah, I actually got presents on National Teachers Day.
So you were a teacher. Teacher-ish.
Teacher-ish. Yeah,
Teacher-ish.
It's because I do my own. We would do our own lesson plans. I would teach the class for a week at a time, And then there's usually more than one of us assigned to a classroom, and we'd switch off weeks. So the teacher really wasn't doing it. We were doing it.
Okay.
But we had the mentor in the room in case we got really bound up or kind of locked, if we got locked up. And trust me, when you get locked up in front of these kids, they're like piranhas and you're like fresh meat in the water. They take you.
Yes,
they
teachers
will
do get
eat
a
you
week.
alive.
Yeah, teachers get a week. Yeah, teachers
Yeah.
get a week.
Yeah.
There should be a National Daniel Garza Day where they have to eat some tacos. You know, Charlie, I'm
Great
gonna
idea.
change that. When they meet me, they should bring me tacos.
Or it should be over taco.
They should be like, Señor, los tacos, el taco for
El
the
El
Mexicano.
taco. El taco.
But what do you miss being around the kids?
No. And not in the sense that the kids, I just don't appreciate the fact that teachers aren't teaching anymore. But I don't want to get into my
That's-
deep opinion.
yes.
But that is why I miss my kindergartners. I miss teaching them because they are the most innocent, loving, energetic, amazing kids. And like the smallest achievement would put them over the moon. Like their week was made. And I love that. Like, I love that energy. I love that. That's why I love teaching kindergarten. I love the little ones. And I miss that. But I don't miss having a curriculum other than what I would want to do.
Right.
That's the tough part. And that's the part, unfortunately, new teachers they don't tell you because they know a lot of people wouldn't go for that. And but it is a noble career. And if that one thing were different, I'd be in the classroom still teaching.
Well, speaking of little ones, there's our compadre. So give Junior,
Oh yeah,
give Junior a hug for us.
Yes, absolutely. I was going to mention him earlier. I was going to say he's grown up. I was looking at some older pictures of him when we were like holding him, and he didn't even walk yet. Now he's like freaking, he can run. He can march around, and he's not scared easily.
Walking with him, holding his hand, Halloween, and him looking up at me for reassurance of things. My God, oh my God.
Remember what we talked about, Laura?
I could melt. He could ask me for the moon, and I would have found a way to get it to him. It's just, but yes, we don't get to do a lot of shows together because usually I'm in Laguna. Most of the teachers now are not very helpful when it comes to kids getting bullied. That's made me furious. Yeah,
that's probably the saving grace working with kindergartners. There's not a lot of bullying at their age, so it's kind of good. And if they say something, it's so innocuous. Usually, the other kid wouldn't understand, didn't get that it was bullying. But that was something as a teacher, we would jump on right away and be like, "You don't say things like that. You know, if you have that to say, you do it privately on your own at home, or you don't say it to anyone."
Well, this is why I did that event on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I was, we're not going to get into that, but I was bullied and harassed. So well, if he can see us, hi, Junior. We love you, puppy.
He's a T-Rex. He didn't get his nap, so he's.
Yep, I don't miss being with those preteens, especially the parents that are saints. But you know, I'm going to say this because people, for those of you who don't know, I do presentations for seniors in high school. I do the HIV prevention workshops for them, and I think because I'm a guest speaker,
yes,
and I come in with the topic that they don't want to say they're interested in speaking out, but they are, and I'm very honest and upfront with my story. That I like get their attention, and I can tease them a little bit, and they know why I'm like, hey, pay attention.
That's the best part about being a guest is you do have a little more depth and breadth of what you can do with the kids as opposed to the teachers. Teachers have some pretty strict rules and guidelines. Totally punch back. Hey, you know what? Sometimes that works.
Let me just say, here on the Christian and Daniel Show, we do not condone violence.
Like Deadpool. I would never tell him to do anyone any harm. Harm him. Pero,
if you're a boy and older and you're harassing girls and teasing them for
or even other guys, stop.
it is not
Just
cool.
stop.
It's not cool.
Trust me, it won't serve you later in life. If anything, karma's going to catch up with you, and you will not appreciate it later in life.
I'm gonna give y'all a heads up next year when we have Kindness Day in Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
So y'all can come out to Laguna and read the stories that we get to read, and it just. Did you know? Okay, I don't want to go there.
Oh,
but
and
the youngest one was 9 years old. 9 years old.
boy, they're starting young. That
9
is
years
scary.
old. And it's that.
Oh, and is your sister the young lady that was with us at Halloween who I kind of figured didn't speak English? I think that was her, right, Jesse? Now I'll just put that question out there. I was just curious if that was her.
It's not prayer day.
Thank goodness. How about Steve?
I got the wrong one. Where is it? Oh, there it is. This is the video I did today. So I started putting videos on our YouTube page, short videos, so we can get more viewers. So hopefully there's more viewers. He says yes, yeah.
Okay, terrific.
Yeah, Karma.
She's pretty.
Yeah.
She's pretty
No,
cool.
no, no, we had a good
would-
time. I wish we would have had more time to sit down and chit chat.
Yeah,
We didn't have a whole time to chit
but
chat.
that Halloween's not
It's not for us.
going up for Halloween. Yeah, it's not about.
Plus, I wouldn't have traded the moment for anything. I didn't care about anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, I love that he's walking, so you have that moment to just sit there.
And then he
with him in your
trusted
hand.
me. He tried just like held my hand and just walked.
I hope you're watching this, Laura. he just turns into a big old stick of melted butter with him.
Okay, because I don't know.
Code switch.
I don't know. I don't know if we did. We talk about this in the last episode. Yeah, we did probably.
What?
About there was like
the one thing that kind
the one thing that
a
threw him
little-
off.
little-
The one thing that threw him off was this guy that was sitting like in the dark,
In a
and
chair.
he had white glove.
No, he had a white mask.
just the white mask.
But he was
no.
all in black. Everything
All
else
black.
in black.
So the only thing that you could see was this
His
mask
mask.
floating, and that was the one thing that threw him off. Not the werewolf, not
Like-
the ghost.
But
nothing.
understand, it was a very underreaction. Like, all he did was kept looking back behind him, but he wasn't like crying or screaming or anything like that. Like, I thought it was a pretty gentle response. Just it was almost like he was not so much scared, but uncomfortable with what he saw, and he kept looking back over his shoulder for a bit.
Yeah, and he kept looking at me like, "Could you explain what we
Yeah.
just saw?" But none of the scary stuff scared him. He was just you kind of looking like, "Okay, dig it. Let's keep walking." But that one particular one, he just kept looking like,
That was the only one that seemed to really bug. There were like huge animatronic werewolves and a grandma sitting in a chair with her heart. Dear Lord,
None.
didn't even register.
But I was saying I started doing some short videos on YouTube because I kept watching all these people saying, if you do some shorts on YouTube, you'll get more people viewing your page and more subscribers. I've been hesitant. I don't know why, but I started doing the one for Monday,
Mhm.
and then I did one today today was it's National I Love to Write Day. So this is for anybody who likes to journal, has a diary, who likes to write letters, who has a blog. All of you that love to write, I used to blog a lot. It's your day. It's I Love to Write Day, and you don't necessarily write, but you read people.
I review
Right.
a college admissions essay, everything from college admission essay to the third graders' first writing, first essay, quote unquote. Call it an essay. It's really just a paragraph.
But that's so cool to get kids excited.
Yeah, like I don't put anything like that would be considered couldn't be construed negative.
No.
It's just not. I'm gonna write down and feel what I want. It's just it's constructive criticism, like just constructive, like talking about with the younger ones, you really just talk about was it junior senior? Oh,
You
yeah.
should be the one that's a very Mr. Floating Ghost.
Is with the younger ones, it's more about format and structure. Like you just want to make sure they understand what a standard paragraph looks like. Introductory sentence, 2 to 3 supporting sentences, and then concluding sentence. You know, you just want to make sure it's the basics with the young ones. You're not really going for grammar and spelling because you're guaranteed a second or third grader. And I've even had some kindergartners come in, but they aren't doing writing. But that you just know third, fourth grade, when they start writing, when they're starting to do some writing, you can't be crazy about grammar because they haven't really learned a lot of grammar yet. So it's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy it. That's probably one of my favorite things is doing essay review. And it's really what I applied to do. I didn't necessarily apply to be in the live classroom with them.
But that, I mean, first of all, because I listen to him sometimes when he's working, and I would want to like
Thank you.
like if you like as a kid, because I had some really good teachers which helped me write when I was young. But when you talk to these kids and they walk away excited that they were able to put these ideas together and write a great paragraph, paper, whatever it is.
Essay,
Yeah, I mean that's pretty exciting. So he does.
It's a lot of fun. It is very fulfilling.
If you want to hire him to tutor you, that's a great way.
Or to look over essays, and particularly college admission essays, because those are important ones. Those are ones you want. I worked with a girl I worked 6 hours yesterday, and she was with me for 4 of those 6 hours.
Wow.
Working on multiple college admissions essays to different colleges. And she was really unhappy when my shift came to the end and I had to transfer to another tutor, because we really, sometimes you just hit that student who you just have that simpatico, like you just work well together. It's real easy. It doesn't feel stressful. It feels relaxed, you know, and it was really good. We had a very good partnership in getting her essays completed and reviewed and working correctly.
So if you know anybody who's looking for somebody to help them,
I'm happy to do it.
reach out.
I got the
If
skills.
you were a teacher education, I would have had a better experience in grade school English. Oh yeah.
Oh,
I agree. I mean, I had a
I
great.
can't agree, but I'll say
I had some
hope
great
so.
teachers. I had some great teachers, but listening to him work is amazing. It's amazing. So I wrote this one down because I know you're a fan of his family's show.
Oh yeah, the
Today
Irwins.
is Steve Irwin Day.
Crikey, it's the Irwins is their show.
Yeah.
And I hope they're getting it ready for the new season. But yeah, Steve Irwin, his family, particularly, you know, Bindi, his daughter, who's had her own daughter now. And I can't remember the son's name, Richard, something like that. These kids and his wife have done an amazing job maintaining his legacy and expanding it and growing it. You know, some people say, well, obviously they would do that because it's their bread and butter. It's making it. Robert Irwin is the son's name. But they have done an amazing job. And what I love is that they always connect significant achievements back to their father and how it connects. Like they never like ignore it.
Yes, that's. I think that was probably like what ran through his head the whole time.
I think that was all he knew. And oh look, well, you know, oh look, you know, a great white shark. Let's jump in and swim with it.
But today is Steve Irwin Day, so if you're a fan of the show, today,
He definitely had a love for these animals.
and you couldn't help but watch him because he was so charismatic.
He's very charismatic.
He was
Yeah.
so charismatic. You just wanted to watch him. So anyway,
I think his kids are the same way.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Oops. Okay.
I am. My pick of the week is a show called Citadel. It's been out for quite a while. It's on Prime Video or Amazon Prime Video. It is a fantastic spy show. It's about these spies, and it jumps around a little bit in time in the first couple episodes, which can be a little confusing for a moment. But it's showing you how they were on a train that got blown up by a rival agency, and they were trying to kill them, but they ended up just losing their memories, or their memories were wiped actually. And it's kind of like how they reunite. And I'm only in the 3rd episode, so I'm not that far in, so I could talk to just a little bit. But it was just fantastic. It is such a good show. It's very fast paced. It does not get boring. Only boring parts for me is like the scenes where they're being physically intimate with each other. It's so boring. And but the rest of it is fantastic. I always wish they could just leave that out, but I know for viewer to keep the ratings up, you have to include some stuff like that. So, but it's a terrific spy, almost like a spy versus spy type thing. It's really great.
Is it? Because seeing her, I always think of the other show she was
Now
on.
she's Jonas. Is she married?
Yeah,
to
she's
one of
married to Joe Jonas.
Oh, Joe Jonas. Okay.
But wasn't she in the FBI
Yeah, she was.
on? There was another show.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah, she was.
I can't remember the name.
I think it was FBI.
I can't remember the name of the show, but anyway.
But yes.
What is it? I always love.
Oh,
watching
Found.
Yeah, Discovery Show. It's cool.
Okay.
The only reason my nephew knows Steve Irwin is because Fluffy has a bit in his first stand-up. Oh,
okay.
Got you. I've been debating if I want to watch it. Worth watching. Oh, is it worth watching?
What, Citadel?
Yeah.
Absolutely, Wanda. Absolutely. If you like spy action type films like 007, you're going to like this one. And the production values are outrageous. And I had heard I read in an article that they spent an obscene amount on this series to make it look as authentic and real. And
Oh, Found. That's
really
the new
you in.
one.
Yeah, Found is
the one with Paul Mark Lesser. It's with Paul Mark. Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell guy. And he was the kidnapper who ends up being the kidnapped, which is
The
like
thing with your tongue. What
Hmm?
did you do with your tongue?
Bleh,
Oh,
bleh.
Charlie. Stay away, Charlie.
That's so cute.
Nick
No,
Jonas?
Nick. That's what I thought.
No,
Okay.
no, he's married. She's married. He's married.
I don't.
Is it Nick Jonas? I thought it was. Oh no, Joe Jonas is the other brother.
Yeah.
Yes, Nick Jonas.
Nick Jonas is married
Nick Jonas.
to I can't say her name. I don't remember.
What were you saying, the crocodile? Oh, okay. All right. Well, my pick of the week is Quiz Lady. Quiz Lady is the new movie with Sandra Oh and Aquafina, where Aquafina plays a ultra smart person, and there is this show called The Quiz Show, I believe, and she's very smart and watches it every day, and that's part of her ritual. They both come from a very off family. They're a lot of things throws them off, but Sandra Oh is the wild child of the family, and Aquafina is the straight-laced daughter. And it's got action, it's got comedy, it's a little bit emotional at parts, but it was really cool to watch Sandra Oh do something really funny, because normally she does all these serious stuff, the Eve show that she did,
Mhm.
Grey's Anatomy, that the movie that we talked about,
Killing Eve.
Killing Eve, and then the Uma movie that we
Uma.
talked about. So I've only ever seen her done serious things, and I was kind of like, Sandra Oh doing funny. She was hilarious.
She's a
Freaking
really
hilarious.
actress.
So it's a quick movie. It goes really fast. There's a lot of really cool. There's a lot of cool people that you recognize, just that do not cameos, that they're characters in it. So my pick of the week is Quiz Lady on Hulu. Go check it out. It's a funny movie.
And the female lead in Citadel is Priyanka Chopra Jonas.
Yes.
And I think she used to be a model too. But I know she's a Bollywood star. She was a big Bollywood star.
Yes.
Yeah. And what I love is she's a beautiful woman, but she's not a little skinny thing, which I don't find that beautiful actually. She is like a real person, a real thing, real deal.
Okay, what was the other show she did though? It wasn't called what's the now it's gonna stick in my head because now I have to figure out which movie it is.
Yep, married to Nick Jonas.
Go to the very top, and there's your movies and TV.
Let me see. Just want to look at movies real quick.
Yeah.
Ooh, Love Again, The Matrix.
Love Again is good. Love Again is good.
The Sky Prank, Isn't It Romantic? That was a cute movie, actually. Performances. Pentagon. Love Story of a Spy.
I have to figure out which one she did. She did another show, just not long ago, and it was kind of along the line of spies and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Gross.
Okay, he's
Yeah, go ahead. You
Well,
talk.
well,
Let me
he's
do this.
doing that. I wanted to show you all this because I know I've talked about the Kind Day a lot, but I wanted to share. I got an award. I got an award from the city of Laguna Beach, and the mayor signed it. And Shadi, who is the director of the um, Ability
Quantico.
Awareness. Quantico, there you go. Ability Award Awareness Project. So I got an award I'm the 2023 Courage to Be Kind Award for all the time that I volunteered doing projects for the city. And it was really cool because I was talking to somebody and we were chit-chatting, blah, 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 and then they were saying my name on stage, but I wasn't listening because I was so busy with the conversation. And the person that I was talking to says, aren't you Dan Garza? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, they're calling you.
I just hate it when they call you that.
And I turned around and I was like, who? And then Shadi was on stage with the microphone. She goes, yes, Dan Garza. We're talking. Well, people in Laguna call me Dan Garza because Sandy calls me Dan Garza. So she introduces me as Dan Garza to everybody. And so there I'm Dan Garza. And
I don't even call him Dan.
yeah, well, my sister Nancy calls me Dan.
Danny.
And no, she calls me Dan sometimes. And so I look over and Shadi is on the stage. She's like, yes, Dan Garza, you are here. Come up here. And I was like, oh, am I in trouble with the whole city? Like, are they really going to kick me out of Laguna Beach now? So I go up on stage and they're like, I'm like, oh, I did cry a little bit when I got on stage. And then I called Christian later, but it was really cool to get an award. It was nice to be recognized. So Mike's pick is Loki season 2. Oh, right now Marvel is dealing with a downfall and people are having a sense of fatigue. But Loki series was done pretty well and does present clarity in the MCU. Oh, you know, it's only because I'm not a superhero movie watcher. I did watch Wonder Woman, and I do like Wonder Woman both.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's no longer Wonder
I
Woman.
know, but
I thought that was a really great one.
That's beside the point. I like the two movies, and I do play sometimes in the background just because I enjoy
Hello, Laura.
I enjoy it.
But yeah, I think Loki season 2. It's been interesting. I feel like the storyline's getting a little tired. Because I'm like, okay, were we done with the TCU or whatever it is, the Time Bureau or I feel like they're stretching it quite a bit. But we will see. I agree. It's still very entertaining. I still enjoy watching it. And Loki is one of those characters. It would have been tough. I imagine it was tough trying to figure out how are we going to present Loki.
I made a couple of dishes that I'm proud of. The first thing I made for the first time was arroz con leche. Ooh.
Oh,
and you saved us. You're sending us some, right? And the other dish that I haven't made in a long while was a thing called Mexican spaghetti. Okay. We need a recipe on that. So let's see what Mexican spaghetti is like. Spaghetti a la mexicana. Before we run out of time, I want to tell you all about and I can't remember what's the name of the bookstore here at the corner?
The Village Well.
The Village Well. So we still have Robbie Bunny. If you can see behind us, let me take the picture off for a second. Right behind us, right there's a bunch of books. I need to sell books. So buy books. Robbie Bunny and the Colors Game, $25 delivered and signed. Oh, shoot. I still have one book that I haven't sent out. Okay, I'm going to send
out. And you will be contributing to Daniel's psychological well-being.
Yes.
It's part of a release exercise.
Yes, which has started already. So here at the bookstore in Culver City, right here down the corner from my house, it's for sale there. And Awakenings has them. And I forgot right now the name of the other bookstore that they have. They have 2 stores, and they very graciously took on sets. And you can find them in English and Spanish at all 3 bookstores. Plus here.
What about where he works?
I just said Awakenings.
Awakenings.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't hear it.
And also, if you're looking for some coaching, particularly with the start of the new year, you might want to identify the knowledge and remove barriers. So get in touch. Email me at danielggarza@littlemexicanproductions.com. And our friend Wayne is working at Awakening, so you can contact them at 949-457-0997 for an appointment. What did I say?
You really said that number wrong. 949-457-0797.
Instagram.com RWKII. So
And he can work virtually too. It doesn't have to be in person.
and you should contact him if you're into sound baths and you're in the Laguna area or in the Costa Mesa area.
Orange County.
The sound baths are amazing. I've done one, and oh my god, it was just the best. So you can also book private parties. So if you have a group of friends that want to do a sound bath party, he will come to you and do that. So contact him for more information. Look it up, Dan. It has a reddish color to it.
All spaghetti has a reddish color. You are evil.
But I'll look it up after this because we're hungry. It's almost dinner.
I am really hungry.
So just to remind you, everybody, we want to say Feliz birthday to all the birthday people today, this week. Have a fabulous Feliz birthday. And don't forget, today is National Ample Time Day. Don't waste time. I'm gonna say, like, I believe that in the last several months we have really taken on, like, we really want to do this. Let's just do it. Like, let's just do it. Like, make sure that we're financially secure and everything about it. But like, we wasted so much time wanting to do things and not doing that.
No.
And this is why I went and dropped off the books at the store, because I was like, I need to do this. I can't keep waiting. But it was so good, the Mexican spaghetti, that I'm gonna make again tomorrow. I'm gonna have to, like, don't tell me it has like ketchup in it, because I'm like,
I don't think any good Mexican would use ketchup in anything.
But yes, go thank somebody there at the school. If your kids in their school, go thank them. And,
anyone except for the teacher.
Yes, and do some writing. I'm actually talking about Ample Time Day. I've been talking about writing my story, and my traveling days are almost over for this year. So I'm going to take that time that I'm home now to get more involved in writing my book, and I want to tell my story before somebody else has to do it for me. It doesn't. No ketchup. All right, great.
Well, of course not. There's not a Mexican recipe out there. Whatever.
Tantito catsup. Thanksgiving. Send us your recipes. What's your favorite recipes? We're going to do our regular.
Didn't order today. So we need to order today. I don't think it's too late. I think we can still call.
We are going to do George Petrelli's.
Yeah, George Petrelli Steakhouse's Thanksgiving dinner, which is breathtakingly delicious.
Salad, shrimp appetizer,
cocktail,
entree, dessert, dinner rolls,
like everything. They give you everything.
And I usually have to stop at the store and get me some sweet tea, because that's the only way that I know how to enjoy Thanksgiving
dinner. Get a gallon of sweet tea.
But next week is still the 20.
Yeah, I mean, we still have time.
Yeah,
I need to put the order.
It's the day before Thanksgiving, so we'll be here the day before Thanksgiving. So if you guys aren't doing anything the day before Thanksgiving, come join us for our pre. So
wait, what was that?
I'm gonna have 2 Thanksgivings, one with the family, and I'm gonna make my own Thanksgiving feast.
Shout out.
Aww. Where?
The shout out. We missed that one.
Oh, there was a shout out.
Shout out to the Los Angeles Fire Department for saving my job Friday night, Saturday morning. The fire.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. Wow. Guys, by the way, the 10 freeway is a major artery here in LA. And for it to be shut down for an indeterminate amount of time, all I could say is OMG to the neighborhoods around it, because those streets are going to be filled.
And there was another fire this morning.
Oh, dear Lord.
And the 105?
We can't close down 2 freeways in LA. So that will destroy the city.
Now they're thinking it's a serial arsonist
that's
doing this. So
be careful out there. Like, they literally had concrete. It got so hot, it was like concrete is just crumbling. Yeah. So they cannot. They might have to completely rebuild that part of the freeway.
And if you're wondering, if you're not in the LA area and you're wondering what's about, TikTok has great videos and YouTube does too. Go check those out for you. Yeah. So don't forget the Tustin hangers. Yes, the Tustin hanger burned down too, and it kept burning for days.
Oh, the blimp hanger.
Yeah, and it wouldn't go away.
Yeah, I wonder what was so flammable in there. there.
It would they would think it was done, and then like 2 days later, it was on fire again.
Yeah.
So y'all be careful out there. Have a great evening. Happy Friday, and we'll see you guys
Next.
next time. Bye.
Bye.